Nick, my man, what's going on?
How's it going, man? Everything's good here.
Dude, I'm pumped to have you on today. I'm very, very excited that you're taking the time to do this with us. Wanting to just give people a little bit of insight and background on you, one half of the Shrouder brothers, but also your experience with us at Dippidi. I think you've been with us now for 3 years, 2.5, 3 years.
Almost, I know, almost since
Yeah.
the beginning. So however long the beginning was, just
Yeah,
after that.
exactly. Exactly. It's been a while. So I want to kick off, man. I want to kick it off with asking you a little bit about who is Nicholas Shrouder? What do you do? How'd you get into real estate and where are you at today?
First of all, thanks for saying the last name right. No one ever does that. So that's part of the reason why we're with Dippidi right there, because you actually know who your people are. But yeah, real estate going back. Well, both me and my brother got into the other side of the industry. I actually, in a previous life, I was a investor, did the flipping, had rentals, a whole deal. Did that for a long time before the market crashed and my life changed. Whole nother story. And then I relocated back to Florida, where I was originally from, and my brother and I both got into it together as agents. He actually started on the mortgage side and got out for a little while, and we both got back in as real estate agents, working as a team. We both have a lot of different interests, so it worked out really well. I was still able to do my other things, he was still able to do his other things, and we were still able to provide a good service for people that wanted to work with us, because we always said, it's like buy one get two with us. So there was always someone available, and that was kind of at the very beginning. That was always our biggest little thing. Is our gimmick was there's always going to be somebody available, no matter what time, day or night. Because I'm a night owl, he's an early guy, so there's always someone available.
I love that. That's super cool, man. So now you've been with us for a few years now. So how did you find out about Dippity and what pain points did you guys have that kind of brought you to ended up working with us?
Well, when we got into it very first, obviously we knew we were kind of behind the eight ball with everything. Obviously, when you're a new agent, you want to do everything you can to kind of advance your career. So Justin and I pretty much, luckily we had other jobs, so real estate wasn't our main source of income at that time. So we tried everything. Obviously, when you become a new agent, you get a million phone calls. Hey, I can make you first page on Google. I can do this. I can do that. So we tried everything under the sun to see what worked, what didn't. Obviously, most of it did not. It was a lot of wasted money, but it was a lot of trial and error. We knew we wanted to obviously do the social media stuff. We knew we needed that to build our brand. And, from one company to another, we ended up kind of obviously getting in with you guys, coming from another company who did for something very similar, ended up with you guys. And, our biggest thing, obviously, I tell you guys all the time, was when we came to you, we didn't want to be a number. We wanted to be, like I said, you can say my name correctly, so that kind of said it right there. But we wanted to be like kind of more partners than just clients. And that's kind of what led us here and what's kept us here.
I love that. So first off, thanks, man. At this point, I feel we've gone golfing, we've hung out. You're fairly local, so it's nice to be able to like drive over and see you guys actually get lunch and hang out. So it's been fun. But in terms of like the solutions that we provide for you, what are some of the things that you have us doing for your team? I know that what's cool is we've actually shifted some things up, but where did we start? What are some things you've done, tested, tried, ran campaigns with?
Well, going back to when we started, I always said, let us be your guinea pig. If you guys have an idea, we know everything doesn't work, obviously, because we tried everything, but you guys are obviously a lot further advanced. If something you want to try something, we're like, all right, try it with us. Let's do this. So we knew that to build a brand, we had to constantly stay in front of our people. We constantly get asked, what's your ROI on your advertising? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Well, I feel in the industry we're in, that is almost an impossible question to answer, because it's not like we're going to we run a new Facebook ad and, oh, wow, we got 5 new clients because of that one ad. It doesn't work like that. When someone wants to sell a house, you just want to be top of mind. So we feel like that's everything that we want to do, from the blog post, which you guys do, from the listing campaigns, from just pretty much everything that's put out. Our website, which we obviously work with Agent Fire, who's through you guys, our retargeting, our marketing campaigns, our email marketing campaigns, all that stuff is just to stay top of mind. And it all stems back to what you guys do for us. Obviously, we've learned a lot and figured out what works with the Dippidi system, like I said, with Agent Fire and with with Follow Up Boss and things like that. But it was all just, it all had kind of came together because again, there's not one thing, it's the entire thing, and being in front of the person who wants to buy or sell or has a real estate question when they have that question.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I think it's that power of remarketing. We're doing different things, right? We have campaigns to attract people, campaigns to re-engage, to stay in front of people, your website visitors, past clients, sphere, et cetera. And then have different campaigns to try to generate leads. But at the end of the day, like, you do educational videos too. So you kind of nailed it on the head. Like, you do a lot of different things and a lot of different content that you submit over to our team to start pushing it out there where it needs to go. So that's what helps you stay top of mind in the marketplace. And when it comes to branding, it's super, super hard to quantify ROI, but you know it when you go out into the bars, restaurants, and you see people that you've talked to, and they go, "Man, I've been seeing you online everywhere," and I know you've brought that up to us before, that people see your advertising and they ask, "How are you doing this?" And so that's immediately like a benefit. Maybe it's not a return on our, an ROI of branding, but it's definitely a benefit that is kind of hard to quantify.
It shows you that it's working.
Yes.
It's not working necessarily on your pocket, but it works on your pocket eventually. Because again, you want to be the first person that people think of whenever they need someone in your industry.
Yep. And so what I kind of want to talk on is actually our YouTube advertising. So we just released that a month and a half, 2 months ago. And so you guys were one of the guinea pigs of it. And so you came in and you told Corey, you and Corey chatted on the phone, and you were saying that, man, this did really, really well. Talk to me about the idea you had in the ad you submitted to us, and then what it's kind of turned into. Like, we helped you with the video editing on it and everything like that. So talk to me from the beginning journey of this YouTube video idea.
Well, this whole thing really started. We do virtual tours on all of our properties, and the system that the equipment that I use, I own, so I'm able to do it for some other agents within my office. So one of the agents in my office, which I do a lot of virtual tours for her, had me go out and do a property, and it was her listing. So obviously I'm there. The sellers are there. I'm talking to them. Well, it turns out that the sellers really had no previous relationship with this agent. However, the sellers knew my entire family, everybody, going back to my grandparents, told me when my grandparents who were no longer alive, told me where they lived. Like they knew my dad. And I said, all right, I dropped the ball here somewhere. These people should have called me, and it didn't happen. I instantly called you guys and said, I got some ideas, because we're in Osceola County, obviously one of the fastest growing counties in the state. Osceola County used to be, the small little, especially St. Cloud, all your cowboys, all your good old boys. It was all ranchers. It's pretty much what it was. Well, it's not that anymore. They're selling off and people are leaving. So we decided to kind of really pivot. A lot of people go after buyers. We have a lot of people that we have links to over the years, whether it's Justin and myself, or my dad, who was in construction for pretty much his whole life, or my grandfather, or my grandmother, who was big in the church. Like, they just knew everybody. So I said, we need to tug at the heartstrings of these people. So we decided to put a video together talking about how the county is changing, and how, we're from here as well. We see it. We understand. If you're leaving, work with someone who understands why you're leaving, pretty much. Like the entire campaign, we're going with where the cow's gone, because cows were everywhere, and now it's houses and roads. So that was the big thing. And then we decided, all right, Facebook, I'm not saying Facebook doesn't work, because obviously you want to go where the eyes are, but we wanted to change it up, and we said, can we try this on YouTube? So we have, and it's been running, and both myself and my brother were getting stopped at random places, being like, hey, I saw you on YouTube, or hey man, I saw that video, and then that was a tough one to watch, but that one actually brought a tear to my eye, So it's just obviously going after, like, in a different direction. We're not, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. This whole ad is really like what this used to be, and it's not that anymore, and we understand why you want to leave. So, but because of that, it's hitting the right people. And it's not hitting the people that we really don't want to hit. We're not hitting like the new people that just bought a home in the community that was built 4 years ago. We're hitting the people that have been here forever, and they're all like, you know what? I'm over this. I'm leaving, which is what our goal is, because we're not going to be here forever either. We'll eventually venture out, which is what the video says. It's let us be the last one to turn out the lights. So
yeah. I love that, man. No, it brought a tear to someone's eye. You guys are good actors. You
I
know, it's
mean,
like
like, and to be totally like transparent here, whenever I was writing this, like I did this, I wrote the script probably about 6 or 8 different times. Whenever I would read it back, like it would bring a tear to my eye. I'm like, okay, this is what we need, and I'm trying to duplicate that on another one
yeah.
right now, but it hit everybody where what it did exactly what it needed to do. It really did.
Yeah, you did. You had the tone there. I mean, everything. The script was good. I think it turned out great, man. And what's super cool about YouTube is the targeting is a little bit different than Facebook. So it's owned by Google, right? So you can do targeting where you can target geographic location, but then they have these audience segments in YouTube as well that are basically built off of what people are searching online. So, Facebook has interests where you can do it based off of like what they're consuming on Facebook, but Google has literally owns YouTube, so they know what people are searching. So these audience segments are a little bit better and more accurate in terms of intent than you get off of Facebook interest. And then also you can narrow by keyword. So you could literally make like a very narrowed audience. Now, pay in mind, the more narrow you go, the more costly it is. But you can go from like geographical targeting inside of an audience segment of people they believe are going to sell their home because of what they're searching online, and then narrow it even further down to like they typed this in specifically and I want them to see my ad. Like you can get really narrow with YouTube. So it's a pretty cool platform to advertise on. And the service that we're offering now is unlimited YouTube ad request. So as long as you're creating the videos, whether they're long form, like educational videos that you're
Mm-hmm.
wanting to push in the feed of YouTube and like populate higher, or if you're wanting to go in stream, like you've seen like when you go click a video on YouTube and there's an in stream ad where you can skip it, which is where we place yours. Those are different objectives you can do on YouTube. You can either try to drive people off of the platform using in-stream skippable ads, or you can try to keep them on the platform and get more viewership and more targeted views from your long form videos. So it's kind of cool what you're able to do, and you were able to be our guinea pig. So
Hey.
I appreciate it.
Oh no, like the thanks is all coming from here. Trust me, like it's done exactly what it was supposed to do.
I love that, man. Well, I got one more question for you, and that's like if somebody were to be considering Dippidi and working with Dippidi, what would you say to them? What's the experience like? Just give us your little pitch on like how you feel your experience has gone and what they should expect.
Well, I mean, it goes back to what I said. Like the biggest thing is whenever we decided to come over, didn't want to be a number. Obviously, there's a lot of companies out there that do, in one way, shape, or form, something similar. But whenever I need something done, if I call, if my sales rep with them is Tom, when I call back, am I going to get Tom or am I going to get Susie? Am I going to get whoever? And then am I going to have to reintroduce myself to that person? And because obviously with real estate, it's changing, but people assume a real estate agent is one way. And my brother and I are definitely not that. We're like, no, like we're cool. Like, it's very just here. This is who we are, like take it or leave it. I'm not walking up in my suit and tie every single showing, maybe I'm showing up in my gym shirt, who knows? But that was the biggest thing, was knowing that we knew who we were talking to every single time. You guys are quick to react to things whenever we need to make a change. And when I call you with a crazy idea, like I did, it's like, hey, I want to try this. You guys came back and say, okay, let's try it. But here's with these steps, we tackled it with a game plan and then we executed. But yeah, I mean, that's really the biggest things. I mean, it's done everything that we needed to do. Again, you can't tell someone, oh, we've made X amount of dollars because of this. But when we're out in the community and people are like, hey, I saw you here, I saw you there, comes back to you guys because we're sending the content or you guys are making the content and it's going out there in the right places.
I love that, man. Well, thank you so much, Nick. I appreciate you, and I'm looking to cheers to another 3 years or 10 years or whatever we're on right now.
Hey, absolutely.
Awesome, man. Thanks. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
See ya.